So that's where that glute med and also glute min even deeper need to really, those tendons need to be the ones that are working well, that are firing well to get that hip lock, because hip lock's really important here. Like if you don't have hip lock, that's where the pelvis can jut out and you actually get, these muscles just don't activate. They just kind of stay lengthened and you get that hip drop, and then that can, if you're a runner or you're a walker who walks long distances, over a course of a 5K run or 10K walk, if you haven't got good activation of this lateral subsystem that we're talking about today, that's when you can get things like back pain. G'day guys, Aaron and Jace here from MMT, out in the sun today. Got another video for you. I haven't been on a YouTube video for a long time, so I'm making a comeback and I'm pumped to give you some content today. So I've got my lovely body here with me to help me demonstrate what I'm going to talk about today, and that's going to be the lateral subsystem. So it's something that I've always been intrigued by and I talk about from time to time, but it's just been a topic of conversation this week for me, so I wanted to do a video on it. So basically what it is, if you turn around, Chase, that could help. Your best view? Yep. So basically, can you stand on one leg for me? That's it. So what happens when you stand on one leg? Raise that a bit higher and tuck this hip in a little bit more. That's it. Don't posterior tilt, just, lock that in. So when you're standing on one leg like this, basically what's happening is, to keep you stable there, is that your kind of lateral glute muscle, so glute med and these outside hip muscles here, your adductor on that same side, and the opposite side back, including the QL, have to stabilize to keep this hip stable. If any one of these muscles is weak or is not happy, what happens is exactly what Jace did there. You can get a hip hike. So if you look at what happens when you do that again, this hip drops, that QL deactivates, this glute med lengthens, and this adductor deactivates as well. So you need all three of these muscles to work in unison to actually be really stable and balanced on one leg, which is what happens when you walk, when you run, when you move laterally. So for any human in life, whether you're an athlete or just an elderly person that wants to walk around and play with their grandkids, you want this system working really well. So there's a lot of exercises that you can do to help this, but today I want to just do more treatment-based work on how we can get this system to work better. Okay, so if you're someone that feels weak on one side of their body, maybe has some hip pain, and then even some pain on the opposite side of your back, this is kind of maybe the group of muscles that you want to look at getting treated to actually make you feel a lot better. Okay, so what we're going to do today is treat, do you feel like you have a side that's a bit weaker? Like if you really stand on one side of your leg, lock that hip in, feel everything nice and stable there. We'll have a look from back here what it looks like. And now try the other side, Jace. Is there one side to you that feels a little bit...
Probably this side feels a bit worse.
A bit worse?
Even though, yeah. Even though, like, because I'm a footy player and I kick that way, you'd think this would be better. But I feel like sometimes my balance is better on my left.
Interesting. Okay, cool. All right, bro. All right. Let's get you down. So can you lie on your back to start with, bro?
On my back.
Yeah. Oh. So what we're going to do, because he mentioned his right leg was the one that was a bit weaker, let's start our work through the adductor complex. And then we're going to turn him over, do some work through this hip at the back here, and then we're going to finish off with some work at the opposite side QL, and see how he feels.
Great.
I need that towel to do some draping, bro.
Oh, great.
That's all right.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. It's good to be back on video.
Good draping.
Good draping.
It's good to have you back. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I've been busy. You guys have been holding down the fort in terms of the treatment. There's Richard. Hey, Richard. There's our landlord over there. You want to be in a YouTube video? We'll get you in the background, brother. All good. All right, bro. So let's just do some warm-ups up these adductors here. Say hello to the whole chain. Can be a nice way to warm everything up here. Hopefully you don't hear banging too much in the background. But yeah, even though we do a lot of our adductor work right up at the tendon, sometimes you want to say g'day to the mid-belly area, because you've got to remember that a lot of these muscles do have attachments onto the femur as well.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
up in there.
Yeah.
Can feel that right in there. So that's why the palpation and the warm-up can be good, because you can actually uncover some really good nuggets.
Yeah.
Right there is good, isn't it, Jace?
Yeah. I actually did feel this one a little bit on Tuesday night at Lift Club, so...
Yeah, cool. So we must be in sync, Jace, about like what you needed treatment
on.
Right. So what did you say, like when you said you felt it, what did you feel?
Just when I was doing my lifts, I just felt a little bit of... Because we did ISO squat holds, just like with body weight, but I don't know if that sort of pre-tensioned and loaded something there, and then when I was doing my deads, I yeah, after about my third set, I started to notice there was a little bit of a groin awareness in that adductor.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so he's quite ropey. So you can feel that, you see that flick there? So that's gracilis is the most outer muscle, but then you've got brevis and longus and even adductor magnus further down. But what we can do with our thumbs is just pin up and under that gracilis tendon there and find some gold. And sometimes that can shoot some pain straight up into the pubic bone there, or just feel like a really good spot, you know?
Just a good spot.
Just a good spot for Jace. So we're saying g'day to all these muscles.
Ooh.
Because yeah, when these muscles are either shortened, tight, a bit angry, dehydrated, or even a little bit maybe weak and elongated, they can just cause that whole lateral subsystem to just not be working as efficiently. And like Jason said, for someone like him that, you know, is a football player and needs to be really stable on that stance leg when he kicks with his left foot, you know, if he's not stable on that side, it's going to really affect the swing phase of that left leg coming through and kicking the ball. So, you know, it could be the difference between him being able to kick 50 metres and maybe 40 metres, you know. So if we can help him, it can really, yeah, be a game changer. So I'm just saying g'day to all this stuff here. We can even chuck an elbow in there too, hopefully. So you can see that, guys. Bit in there, Jace.
A little bit in there, yeah. Yeah, that angle up that way's plenty. So I didn't actually feel it when I was running last night and training. So
it's more just training in
the
gym.
Yeah. Because I was wondering whether I'd feel it running, but it's been a few days, so yeah.
Squat holds might have been good for you, man.
Yeah, open something up.
But yeah, remember as a body worker, we're trying to pay attention to where the most tonus tissue is. That's generally the area we're going to make really big changes on, is the stuff that's hypertonic, it's painful, it's a little bit grisly, and when you pin it, when you push into it, it resonates with them as being a good spot to receive body work. You know, we don't want to be in no man's land where we're not getting any result. So that's where the palpation and your feeling through your hands is so important. We've got to really tune into the body. What's important? Where is it? You know? Because even though we do a lot of work into tendons and around the bones, you know, what if we're missing some gold nuggets that are in the mid-belly or that are attaching to the femur the whole way down? So it's important that we are really thorough with our reconnaissance when we're doing this kind of work. Some good stuff there too, Jace.
Yeah. Not as much as up that little bit
That's
higher, but
up.
there's still a bit there.
What about if we go straight into... The sun's not really doing us any favours here, but...
No, that feels all right there. But as you, if you're edging back up, it'll be... Oh, it's definitely eased. Oh, she's bright, isn't it?
I know, right.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's all right. It'll help my tan. The dolphin skin might get a bit of a tan.
The dolphin skin needs the sun, man.
Oh, yes.
Oh. More in there, Jace,
yeah. Oof.
Remember using the breath as well when you're treating. Getting your client to breathe in and out. Just trying to give you guys the best view here of how I'm trying to hit that tendon.
Oh, right on it.
Right there.
Yeah.
So I would normally have my elbow kind of more up like that and pinning up there.
That's got a bit too though.
Just trying to get the light into the spot there. So yeah, this is how we would do all our adductor stuff, guys. And if you want to get a little bit more specific, you can get the thumb right up into these spots as well, too. Because it's, yeah, pretty ropey on Jace.
Yeah.
Right up under that gracilis
right
there.
On it. Yeah.
You got that there, Jace? And what we can do as well, we can even kind of shorten that and then lengthen it just to try and, yeah, hydrate it all up. Beautiful, bro. And remember too, when you're doing your adductor stuff, a really good objective measure, just a really simple one that you can do is just bring the leg up like this and then drop it out to the side, and that'll really help you understand how much length these adductors can get into. And that's obviously where we treat as well. So when you're testing, you can sometimes just go straight in like that and just hit the tendon and hold for a little bit.
Get an idea of what's going on
there. Get an idea of what's going on. Maybe get right on top of that gracilis as well. And then the cool thing about that is you can just grab it again and retest and see what it's like, okay? Awesome. All right, Jace, let's spin you over, brother. Beautiful.
It's good.
So remember what we're working on now is more of that glute max, glute med region, because that whole hip here has to really lock on to actually keep that hip from dropping out. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the wax, Jace?
You had it. Oh, on the ground here.
On the ground here. All right. So to warm up these tissues, we want to really pin up. So you can feel a good nugget in there on Jace. So you just pin up into there, and then say g'day to what's going on here. There's already a little bit there. So these broad strokes are a really good way that you can still do some deep work, but you're still, it's broad, you know, it's like a warm-up stroke, so it's kind of easy to take. Jace is a very muscular being, so you're going to find all sorts of, treating his glutes is actually really interesting because you can really get a gauge on the different lines of muscles between the glute med and the glute min and the glute max and the piriformis as well.
Trying to relax it.
He's trying to relax. He's doing good. It's really hard to know sometimes whether you're tensing or not when you're getting glute treatment done.
Yeah, a lot of the time I feel like I am relaxed, then you go relax, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's good. Remember, that's the lip we want to get up under there. That little line right there. With glute stuff as well, like obviously lots of kind of pseudo sciatica symptoms can come from this region too here. So stuff that goes down the leg, but then even stuff that goes up into the back as well. Pretty tender, Jace?
Pretty tender, yeah. Glute med is always a pretty tender spot for me. It's good though.
Cool. We'll
Feels like it needs it.
So don't be afraid to really, when you're pushing into the skeleton, you're almost pushing your client over a little bit. That's how much you want to hook up into these spots because they're big muscles. Good, man. Keep breathing. Nice, man. Good work.
Let it go.
Let it go. Awesome. So that's where I get to piriformis. It's like interesting how I'm doing glute max and stuff, but then as soon as I get there, Jace was reacting a little bit more, and that would definitely be the piriformis line. Good, man. Breathe, 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 breathe. Good, bro. And have a rest there, man. So then what we can do is start to hook up, sink in nice and slow. And hook up into that good collection point that's there.
Oh, wow.
Good line in there, Jace.
That's good. Straight on the money.
Yeah, so this is one of those nexus points again between, it's kind of like when you go deep enough, it's kind of exactly where piriformis comes in, the glute med comes in, and then glute max comes in as well. So if you got kind of 5 minutes to hit a spot, this is generally where you're going to do a little bit of your work. Good, man. Is it spreading a little bit there, Jace?
Yeah, it's definitely easing up. Yeah. No referral pain though.
It's just sharp and sore at the start, but then it goes a bit deeper, yeah?
Yeah. Feel like those superficial layers are quite tender, and then if you can get through that, it actually starts to get into that therapeutic deep sensation.
Good, man. It's relaxing again there. Beautiful. So another good technique that we use to work that whole ilium line is just some thumb strokes. How can I get out of the sunlight there for you, Leo? Like through here. So you can kind of start on these ridges up here and then just slowly start to come down this line. Through there. There's always some spots in there, isn't there, Jace?
Yeah. There's generally a couple of trigger points up there, for me anyway, but a lot of people that I treat seem to have that referral pain from those high spots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there.
So that's where that glute med and also glute min even deeper need to really, those tendons need to be the ones that are working well, that are firing well to get that hip lock, because hip lock's really important here. Like if you don't have hip lock, that's where the pelvis can jut out and you actually get, these muscles just don't activate. They just kind of stay lengthened and you get that hip drop, and then that can, if you're a runner or you're a walker who walks long distances, over a course of a 5K run or 10K walk, if you haven't got good activation of this lateral subsystem that we're talking about today, that's when you can get things like back pain or get things like hip pain, because there's like a bit of a shudder each time you're walking, and that can really put a bit of wear and tear on your biomechanics, and that's where you can get this like nagging kind of hip pain comes from. So you come into us and we do this treatment to get these muscles working again, and then we work on some balance stuff, get you really strong on one foot, make sure you're locking out your hip, and then all of a sudden everything's working really, really good again. How are these feeling in here,
That's
Jay?
feeling all right, actually. The first one was a bit tender, but it's already eased up a lot there since you started.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's good.
So last of all, what we've got obviously is the opposite side, QL. So maybe I'll come from this side so I won't get in the sun. So I'll come over here, Leo. So obviously QL attaches to the ilium, the 12th rib, and then the transverse processes. So remember, that has to really lock to keep that pelvis stable. If this doesn't activate well, pelvis is going to drop that way. It's going to shift out this way as well. And so more like
Oh, sorry, yeah.
that, like it's going to drop like that and shift out like that, all right? So we really want this QL working really well. So we want to basically warm up the superficial tissues first. So that thoracolumbar fascia, get into our classic money spot there, and then just trace around the ilium just to get that thoracolumbar fascia. Jason's already pretty nimble in here, Jason. We've done a bit of a workout already on our Patreon channel, haven't we?
Yeah.
And you've had probably a bit of treatment today already, but you're probably already pretty loose.
Doesn't
Don't need
feel
to worry
too
about
bad
a
in
warm
there,
up.
actually,
Yeah.
Compared to my usual erectors.
So just pinning straight down into that erector region there and trying to, just release some of that tonicity, and then we can eventually start to just rotate out around that ilium. And eventually get into that QL space. Let's see what Jason's got in here. Normally when you come off this little ridge here, he's got a little bit right in there.
Oh,
not too bad though, was it, Jay?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh,
Little bit there, Jace.
little bit there, yeah.
Yeah, but this can be absolutely magic for getting rid of back pain, but then also, like we're trying to do, is get more stability in the opposite side here.
Oh,
Beautiful, man. So I'll come around that side as well, show you how we do some QL stuff. So sometimes it's good to get underneath those erectors to hit the QL, because if you go straight through, you've got to push through a lot of tissue. So sometimes coming in and underneath can be a better way to hit into these kind of structures. So it's a little bit there, Jace.
yeah.
Yeah, so instead of having to push through so much muscular tissue, especially someone like Jason that's got a lot of lean muscle mass, you're better off doing yourself a favour and bypassing some of that and then just hitting these transverse processes where the QL attaches from the side. Good spots, Jace.
It feels good, yeah. It's a bit more sharp up under that, that higher spot there.
Yeah, so you can come right up under the 12th rib there as well, but just It's hard because I don't want to get in the light, but yeah, just pinning straight in there. And sometimes you actually want to pin into the lateral paraspinal muscle, which is that iliocostalis, and even kind of longissimus, because you can kind of go through it and actually palpate on those transverse processes as well.
Yeah.
But the QL generally, when you're on it, can refer down into the sacrum, it can refer into the gluteal fold, and it can also refer into the greater trochanter. So it can actually mimic a lot of hip pain itself on the same side. So if you've ever got, you know, some kind of like hip bursitis stuff or just deep glute pain, you've got to check QL. You have to. Nice, man.
Oh, it's feeling
Take
good.
some tone out of all this stuff here. That's good visuals there of what I'm trying to do, of just pinning in. Bit angry in there, Jace?
A little bit angry, yeah. Oh. All localised though, just, yeah, on the spot.
Yeah. Show you my crazy bendy thumb there.
Oh, it's holding up well after 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years for Jason and I at MMT.
Oh.
Bit in there, Jason. What was that?
Last spot, yeah.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Does that feel a bit QL-y?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Just a bit sharper, a bit more intense.
Good, man. We'll do one more. Good. Keep breathing there, man. Yeah, that's good. Awesome, Jace.
Oh, I feel so good.
All right, let's get you up, bro.
Oh.
So let's just test you of standing on one leg, man. And I'll show you some advice for people that want to do some exercise, maybe. So what we're looking for
Bit wobbly.
when you do this work is you want to really lock this hip out. So you want to really think about that. You don't want to let it drop like that. It's like you're trying to really squeeze that and almost hike the opposite side hip. So it's like you squeeze that and this side of your pelvis is going upwards, Jace. So that QL, now pelvis, think about, yeah, that's it, and lock that in. So that's going to be a really good drill for you guys to get that stability going on. So really, a good way to think about how you lock it is actually try and relax it now, Jace. So you kind of go, let it relax,
So there,
and really let it lock.
Up there. So there,
Yep.
first up.
That's it. So you can hold onto the fence, man, and so you can show them. Let it relax. That's it, and then let it lock. Good. So let the hip relax again. So like this, man. So it's kind of like, let it drop out like that. That's it. Then lock it, you know? Let it drop out, lock. So it kind of is coupled with this going up, this knee going up really high. Good, man. That's it, and then lock it in. That's better, good, man. Let it go sideways, then lock it in, good. And then lock it in there. So that's a really good drill that you guys can do if you feel like you've got this problem. You can also do some self-release stuff too into your own hip, adductor, and opposite QL. But get really good at standing on one leg. It's like a really simple way that you can make sure that all those muscles are firing at the same time. And if you're in Melbourne, come and see us if you think you've got this problem. And thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Bye.